Alright, headed to the shop this morning, kind of got a laundry list of stuff that I need to get done. I got some family coming in this afternoon, so I don't have a ton of time. But this is kind of the one day a week that I've got like a larger chunk of time to get stuff done. I work my day job Monday through Saturday, so Sunday's kind of the time. The main focus on the channel is going to be my turbo swapped Lexus IS300. Will be in an upcoming video. It's pretty much done for like phase one. Just finishing up tuning, so gonna do a video about that and kind of get the tuning part of that wrapped up. But today I've got one work-related item that I need to get done while I've got some free time. We're using we need our service truck for a job first thing tomorrow morning, and a fitting broke on the air tank yesterday, so I need to get that fixed today, otherwise it won't be fixed in time. And then a couple personal things. We're in my daily driver. It's a 1998 Toyota 4runner. It's got a supercharged 3.4 in it, factory rear locking differential, ARB bumper. Like I said, I pretty much daily drive it, and then we use it for off-road recoveries, which you've seen in the past couple videos. I need to put a tie rod end in it and then align it. I haven't aligned it since I put the coilovers on it, and really need to get that done so it's not wearing the tires out. But the tie rod ends were frozen. I got one side done, and then while I was working on that, I realized that Napa sent me the wrong driver's side tie rod ends, so I've had that sitting on the shelf for a couple weeks now. I just need to get that done. That way we can get it aligned. And it also threw a check engine light yesterday, so I need to check that out and figure out why that threw that, so that we can either clear it or repair whatever's wrong. One thing that's super common on these third gen 4runners, you see it all the time on the forums, is the lower ball joints failing. This one is from Southern California on the coast, so it's got some rust underneath. It's not as bad as a lot of the ones you see, but it is there. I try to check the front end every time I've got it in the air. So far so good. I haven't had any ball joint movement. It's kind of dark under here, but let's see if we can find it. I've got new lower control arms to put on it, and then I'll probably do the Tundra big brake upgrade at some point. But so you got Dirt Logic adjustable coilovers, and then the tie rod ends on this side are new. Barely sit under there, but tie rod ends on the driver's side here are not. All that crustiness under there, so I'm gonna pull the wheel off, and then probably have to cut the tie rod off, and then we'll put the new one on. Let me go and make sure it's still here. Alright, so I can kind of get a better look at the tie rods. They actually don't look that bad. The backing plate's all messed up, but this nut and the adjuster is just all frozen together. which kind of sucks, but not a huge deal to replace it. So I'll pull those out, load the new one up with some anti-seize and get that replaced. Alright, so here's our inner and outer tie rod. Inner tie rod number is a ES4084. This is a McQuay Norris. This is a part that I stock at the shop. We don't have the outer tie rods for some reason, so this is a Napa chassis. This is their higher in line, and it is a 269-3140. In their catalog, at least on their Pro Link, the outer tie rods are backwards. They've got the right and left side, driver's side, passenger side is flipped. Don't know why, so you gotta order the reverse. We actually had the passenger outer tie rod in stock, and they sent me another one anyway. So this is the driver's side outer tie rod, and I'm gonna pull the wheel off real quick, get the old tie rods cut out, and then we'll put the new ones in. Alright, I got the tie rod out of the 4runner. I just need to get the boot off. In retrospect, I should have probably just ordered another boot, but whatever. So this is your outer tie rod. This is where it connects to the steering knuckle. And then inside here, this is where it connects to the steering rack. So I'm just going to cut it right there. I'm not going to reuse any of this except for the boot and maybe the hose clamp. So I'm going to cut it. That way I can get the boot off and put the new ones on. Alright, nothing a little cutoff wheel can't fix. And then we'll get our boot off now. So I can do this one-handed. Probably not. Just slide the boot through the nut. There you go. All that work for a piece of rubber. It slots into holes on the steer. So sliding that one is in. So we use stuff. Probably better so I can get closer where it was. But maybe that's what's going to happen there. So, see the pre-grease here. Good. So, I'm making it close. And once you put it in there, then we'll put it on the front of it. So I can already see that it's really towed in. The GoPro may kind of distort that, but yeah, it's pretty towed in. Not a big deal. So that's why we're aligning it. If you're doing this at home and not putting it right on an alignment rack, I would grab a tape measure and get it as close as you could, since it's not even leaving the alignment rack before I put the, before I align it. Not that big of a deal, but if you were doing it at home, you could, it's far enough off that you could scrub the tires pretty hard. So set the alignment machine up and we'll get it straightened out. So yeah, not even close on anything. I'm gonna set the toe and get that significantly closer than it is, and then I'll dial on the camber and caster. Normally you'd want to do camber and caster first because that's gonna throw your toe off, but with how far off the toe is, I'm gonna get that close, re-roll it, and then see where we're at. All right, got everything way closer. You can see our toe is only a little bit off now. And then caster is way closer to what it should be. It's still a little low, but we'll see if we can raise that up. And then camber's not horrible, but again, we'll see if we can fix that. So we'll see what it wants. So it wants 0.2 degrees of positive camber on both sides. And then for caster, it wants positive 2.4 degrees, with probably, a half degree or so of split on caster. And then toe, it looks like it wants about 0.2 of a degree of positive total toe. So the way you adjust camber and caster on most Toyota four-wheel drives is with cam bolts in the lower control arm. These are seriously known for seizing in the lower control arm bushings, which mine are, but they do turn. So there's a good chance we can get it adjusted. I actually have new lower control arms and new cam bolts in case I can't get this to the alignment spec that I wanted at. It really needs the new lower control arms anyway, but regardless, we'll see if I can get these adjusted and we'll go from there. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. It took longer than I expected it to, but it was pretty far off. Camber was kind of... You're always fighting camber and caster when you're adjusting the other one, but I think that I got it pretty close to where I want it. Hopefully it doesn't drift or pull to the right. We'll check on the test drive. If it does, I'll drop the caster on the left front. I wanted to raise the caster even higher on the right front, but it's as high as it'll go. So, but got it pretty good. All 4 of the cam bolts spun freely, which is nice. Steering wheel's dead level. So I'm gonna pull our service truck up here, figure out what we need to fix that, and then we'll go get the parts for that and be done for today. Alright, so here's the issue that we're having. This is our 2006, 2007 F250 6-liter Power Stroke. It's got a VMAX compressor on it and has an air tank out back, and went to drain the tank the other day because there's a bunch of water in it, and the fitting is just spinning now. The petcock is just spinning in the fitting, so I'm gonna get that undone, get that fitting out, and see if we can't find a new one. I've never had to buy one of these fittings before, so I've got no clue how difficult it's going to be to find. Not the easiest to get a wrench on either with the petcock in the way. Probably a 9/16 to use the long wrench, but we got it. Alright, well, not too bad to get out. Let's see if we can't go find another one. Like I said, I've never to buy one of these. It actually looks like maybe the petcock is inside like an adapter fitting. I don't know. Never had to deal with that, so we run to the hardware store and see if we can't find another. This is my first time filming with and using a GoPro in quite a few years. I had a Hero 3 back in the day, and this is a Hero 9 Black, and I like it so far, but it is eating through this battery. I'm shooting in 4K, 60 frames per second, because I know that that'll look pretty good, but I haven't even been here that long, and the battery is at like 20%, so yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just have to carry a bunch of spare batteries around. As far as the 4runner goes, like I said, we'll test drive it here and see on our way to the hardware store. It's about a 10-minute drive, so it'll give me a good test, get it up to highway speeds, and see if it's drifting or pulling to the right or anything, which is what it would do if it's going to do anything. But a couple more things I'd like to do on this thing. Like I said, it's got a check engine light that I need to scan. It's got a slow AC leak over on the Oregon coast. Don't need air conditioning that often, but it is nice to have. So I'll probably figure out that and get that fixed. I'd kind of like to do like a 7th injector kit with the supercharger, see if I can get a little bit more power out of it. But other than that, it's pretty good. Like I said, I've got some control arms to put on it if I decide it needs it. But overall, super happy with it. It's a nice little daily driver. I got it for really cheap and don't have a ton of money into it. I'd really kind of like to go like an 80 series Land Cruiser and try that out for a little bit, but who knows? Those are getting hard to find and are pretty expensive. I don't drive my tow rig around a whole lot just because it's harder to get in and out of places with it. It's a crew cab long bed Ford. It's lifted. This is super easy to get in and out of. People around here don't seem to really respect other people's property that much, which is frustrating. So it's nice to have something that the paint's already destroyed on, you don't really care about. You know, driving my Ford around or something could lead to disaster. But, oh well. We'll head to the auto parts store, or the hardware store I should say, and see if we can't find this fitting. Alright, so went down to the hardware store, found the fitting. I had it was like $5, not too bad. Knew right where it was, pretty cool. Then I got some of the pipe thread paste. Seems to be kind of controversial to use in air systems, but I've had really good luck with it. I think as long as you don't coat it on there, maybe don't use it on the fitting going like directly into the compressor, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. So we'll get it put in there and it should be done for the day. And this one is a 9/16. I think the other one was also, in fact I'm sure it was, but the head was kind of rounded off, so I used a 14 to get it off. But we want to get a 9/16 on there. And there you go. And come the comments on not to use this stuff on air fittings, which I don't disagree with, but it'll be fine. So that about wraps it up for today. Like I said, get a couple more things I want to do on the 4runner. I also got an aftermarket automatic transmission cooler that I want to put on, but things running good. It drove really well down there. The extra caster helped. It also pushed the tires away from the back of the fenders, which it was kind of rubbing on, and it drives nice and straight now. So super happy with that. I think the next video is going to be tuning the IS, and then probably try to fix the AC on this and put the transmission cooler on there, and also have a couple things to do on the tow rig. We got all sorts of stuff to do, but all done for today.